So boom. I'm walking around this mall in Medellin, first time, never been, and it's pretty amazing. Like, so many stores with like local Colombian brands, amazing fashion, amazing quality, everything. I'm just exploring, no agenda really. And then out of nowhere, some homegirl like runs up to me like, señor, ¿cómo estás? Venga, venga, tenemos un juego para ti. Muy rápido, pero puede ganar algo increíble. I'm like, okay, that's a lot of energy, but hi, like, what's up? Basically, she has some spin the wheel, win a prize kind of game. Now, we all know these things come with some kind of catch, right? Somewhere in the fine print that you're not gonna read, so it's best to avoid altogether. But again, I'm just living life, so it's like, oh yeah, bring your game, let's see what you're talking about. Okay, I play, lo and behold, I win, of course. So what's the prize? Buy 2 ice creams, get 1 free? No, baby. You've won a 3-night luxury stay at one of our fabulous destinations. That's a lot for just a game. But at this point, I'm kind of already reeled in, right? And if you know me, you know I'm quick to catch a flight. So I'm like, okay, let me see what you're talking about. So they're like, yeah, let's go redeem your prize. And this is where the psychology mind game starts. Now I'm walking down to the end of this mall, through this hallway, and the next they're passing me on to someone. We're walking past people who work at the company and they're like, he won. It's like, oh, congratulations, all the things. We get to the office and it is ×5. Okay, sensory overload. Like there's someone like, I have something to drink. Another person, oh, what credit card would you like to use for payment? Like everything everywhere all at once. That's this place. But okay, I'm here. They get me an agent. Then she's talking about, oh, they're a travel agency. They help organize vacations and you get discounts with their partners and blah, 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 blah. All this after signing their 4-year contract. Yes. But of course, with like perks and discounts and everything you're never going to get if you go anywhere else, because this is the best perks that ever exists and you're never going to get any better. That, but in Spanish. And your homeboy is just over here like, sí, entiendo, todo. Nodding for survival, but I'm like catching things here and they're trying to like piece shit together, just like tweaking. It's a mess. But okay, somehow 2 hours go by and these people still have me hostage. Why? Well, because I don't want to sign the thing. It's a trap. But they don't want to let me go. They're like, oh, this like price is only for today. If you leave and you come back and you change your mind, you're never gonna get it, blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't want. They're like, no, but still, in fact, why am I even speaking English? Listen for yourself.
Mira, es muy sencillo. ¿Tú te acuerdas que allá te tomaron los datos y te registraron en la tablet? Tú puedes venir otro día, pero no te cuesta lo mismo. ¿Por qué? Porque hoy tú tienes como mínimo un 50% de descuento. ¿Cuál prefieres tú? Date la oportunidad, Otis. Créeme que no te vas a arrepentir. Es un muy buen programa.
At this point, I remember that I had just gotten a new premium credit card, right? And per my understanding at the time, I could just call them and cancel any transaction that I wasn't vibing with, right? Wrong. If I made the payments, I would have to wait for it to process and then file a claim or whatever I need to do. But again, at the time, I did not know this. So I agreed to signing the contract. Look at me, signing my whole life away, like a whole fingerprint and everything, right? I signed the contract, pay the thing, and then I go out on my merry way. Except more like dizzy way, okay, because bestie is hungry, like I'm about to faint in the middle of these streets. So I leave the office, turn a corner, ready for food, only to hear, señor, venga, tenemos un juego. I'm like, no, I've been through this already. So literally, I'm showing them like the file of my contracts, like I'm not interested, I don't want to play your game. They're like, no, calm, like you don't even have to like, literally this is what they say, they're like, you don't even have to like reclaim your prize, just like come play, like it's fine. And as if I have not been through enough today, I take my 2 left feet and I go and play their stupid game. You're allowed to judge me, it's fine, I give you permission. And of course I win. But this time I actually won on my first try as opposed to the other ones, right? So there was something like spectacular about that. And they're like, oh, come. And I'm like, guys, I don't want. And they're like, oh, you don't have to sign anything. Again, I follow them. But before you judge me too hard, this action just saved my life. So hang tight. They take me to this office. And long story short, it's the same thing. They're trying to get me to sign up for a membership. There's discounts, this, that, the third. And again, I show these people my files like, hey, I just signed this thing. I am not interested in doing a second one. Homeboy takes the papers from me and is like, we own the product that they are trying to sell. And he proves it. And now I'm like, rewind. And I'm just thinking, okay, Is the first one a scam and this one is legit, or are both of them scams? Help. In the moment, I don't know which one it is, but now let me kind of explain what's going on, right? You know Foot Locker, right? Foot Locker does not make shoes. They sell other people's shoes. Nike, Adidas, Skechers, whatever. The first company is Foot Locker. They sell other people's products. The second company is the Nike. They sell their own shit. So this guy is looking at me like, we can help you cancel the contract, but you have to get with us. And now I'm like, thank you. I will think about it genuinely, but I cannot make another decision today. I find a way to escape from this office and I run to my house, okay? I sleep, I wake up, and I'm just feeling weird. I don't know. For whatever reason, I felt like giving the first people a chance. Mostly because I had already signed the contract and I was just like, let's just see. Now, I had a trip coming up in a month that I was still trying to plan. So I was like, okay, I had just gotten with a travel agency. Let me see what y'all are about. Red flags flying up and down the whole place. Like, I'm texting someone, no response. I text someone else, they say, oh, you need to text this department. I'm calling, they're like, oh, this person is not available. Red flag, like, and then boom. This was the part that just shifted everything. Remember how I said it was a 4-year contract? One of the main reasons I even signed the thing, despite all the pressure and everything, was because they said they were going to charge me monthly for 4 years. I mean, granted, that is a long ass time to commit to anything, but I was just like, let me think of this as another one of those subscriptions that I'm supposed to cancel, but I never do. I'll just ignore it, right? If it's like a relatively small, like monthly fee, right? However, I opened my bank account and they charged me for the full 4 years up front. And that's when I was like, all of you are mad, insane in the brain. But then still, just for the plot, I'm like, okay, let me go sort this out like an adult. So I go back to the office and I'm like, oh, hey, you know, what happened to like a 48-month plan payment? And homegirl is just trying to like explain some shit. It's not making sense. I'm pushing back. She's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And eventually she's like, oh, well, you know, I'm not accounting. So they're the ones who are going to have to sort this out. Okay, where's accounting? Well, they've already closed for today. You're going to have to come back tomorrow at this time. Guess who shows up tomorrow at that time? But guess who's not in the office? Homegirl or accountant. Nobody's there. I'm like, now I know who the fuck I'm dealing with, right? So now I take my 2 left feet and whatever pride and dignity I have left back to the office of the second company. And I'm showing them the contract. I'm like, okay guys, like I want to come and join you people, but these people are holding me for ransom. They're taking me hostage. They don't want me to go. And the guy was like, this is how you cancel the thing.
Según artículo 47 de la ley 1480, tengo el derecho de retractarme del contrato de...
Don't play with me. I'm about this life. What? No. I think that day I unlocked a new level of adulting. Because have you done it? Have you written letters and legal statements in Spanish? I don't think so. I didn't think so. I have. You're looking at someone who is here in life. No, bro, I ran home. It was me and ChatGPT against the world. Okay, look at me like typing up documents, like formatting my shit. I was ready to give these people live and direct. Well, basically, even though they had done some sneaky shit in their contract to make it seem like you can't get out of it, there is a law in Colombia that basically gives you 5 working days to like cancel any contract of that kind. And homeboy from the second company told me how to like format my shit and just like go about like canceling it. Anyways, after doing my big one, I print the thing, I send it to every email I could find like connected with the company, but of course no response because they were hoping I wouldn't know my rights. Jokes on them, I went to school. So I send it to them and then that's when I'm able to call my credit card company and file the claim, because now I had all the documents. I knew what part of the law to reference that gave me the rights to do what I was doing. Come on, I was in there moving mad. And this is where I just have to shout out Capital One Venture X. Y'all are the bomb, okay? Because after filing the whole thing, that's how your boy was able to get back his funds, okay? Yeah, yes, thank you very much to all my fans who believed in me the whole time. Thank you. Appreciate you. Yes. But the whole thing was crazy. And I just had to kind of learn that I have to care less about people. Which sounds bad, but like strangers, right? I can't keep putting strangers before me. Because let me even tell you what happened. When one of the guys was like taking me through the thing, I was feeling happy for him because I was like, oh, you know, you probably work on commission. So like you found a client today, like, oh, that's money for you. Like I was like, because we were talking, we were just like chatting it up. I was just like, you know, feeling the vibe with him, just like, hey, you know, it win for you today, like, you know, that kind of energy. And this man was like just leading me to my demise and did not give a fuck about where I was about to end up. He didn't care whether I was going to be able to get my money back, run away. He did not care. So for me to be there, like thinking about him in my decisions, like, oh, I don't want to like not go through with it because then he wouldn't have a client. Like, I gotta put me first, Lucius. Like that's just what it is. And then also I'm sharing because like if you've been scammed in something similar where, you know, the red flags were like screaming from the start, but you still went through with it, like don't beat yourself up because these things in the moment are actually way more overwhelming, and like your discernment or your, I don't know, your judgment is like a little bit fogged, right? That's why you like end up doing the thing, because these people are fucking professionals. Like they scam people for a living. That's their 9 to 5. So they know how to do shit. I wasn't even gonna show this, but fuck it. Look at this. Half of the women in there were like quite exposed, right? And it's just all in an effort to overstimulate you in any way possible. When I didn't want to sign the thing, some lady comes out and like her button is open. That's not even the one I'm showing you. Her first button was open. She sits down beside me like on the table, and like under, she's like rubbing her leg against mine, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like HR, like come help. No, but they just want to suffocate you. And then also, even like the first game I played, the guy made me play until I won. I didn't realize in the moment because I was distracted, everything, but like I ran out of tries. But it's a whole like mind game, like bro, it's all orchestrated, right? So again, they do this thing, so it's hard to really make the best decisions in the moment, right? So anyways, yeah, that's the story of how I became a cold-hearted bitch, because you can't trust these hoes out here.